Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Light Bright here with my guy Guerrero and my other homie Black Magic. So, recently me and Guerrero did a video about the top 10 free agents. And, well, after free agency opened up, every single one of these players has signed with the team. So now we're going to sit here and talk about what the best free agent signings were and what the worst free agent signings were in our opinion. So I'm going to pass it on to Guerrero.
I would have to say the Baltimore Ravens made two decent good signings with Mark Ingram and Earl Thomas. They lost Eric Weddle and everything, so they got that replacement in Earl Thomas, who I think will still be a dynamic player, even coming off his injury. And then Mark Ingram, I mean, he did great last season with the Saints. I know the Saints have a number one back in Alvin Kamara, which, he's a great running back, but Mark Ingram still got game. So I would have to say that Baltimore Ravens with just those two players did really well in that signing sense. But I I have two teams that I think stand out as in who made a big impact in signing players. That would be San Francisco and Oakland. I think those guys, they went out, they signed player after player after player, and then they're filling spots that need to be filled before this draft, especially in Oakland's case. Oakland has 3 first round picks, so they really didn't have to be as sign heavy as they were in free agency, but they went out all out for players, and they got some great additions minus, the trade, which we'll talk about in another video, but I think Oakland will really, getting Trent Brown, Lamarcus Joyner, Tyrell Williams, to really kind of help out in specific spots. And then, you got San Francisco that did really well. Plus, they got a couple trades out of things too. But when they got, what's his name? Quan Alexander. They're
And Dean Ford.
well, that was in a trade, not
Oh,
free
yeah.
agency signing though. But they got Tevin Coleman. They went and got Jordan Matthews, Mike Pearson, Jason Verrett, and Jimmy Ward. They're filling that corner position out pretty well. But I mean, and they got a kicker, which, let's face it, in the past 2 seasons, kickers have been an issue.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's probably a good thing to have another kicker on standby just in case your kicker can't make field goals. But I mean, those are my 2 teams that I think have made a big splash and like filling positions. And names alone, I think Arizona went out and got Tyrell Suggs.
Mm-hmm.
Even though dude's like what, 32,
Nah, he's like 34.
older than
It's
what
like
I'm thinking.
33, 34,
But
something like that.
I would say that Oakland made some good pickups for what they did, and then San Francisco made some great signings too.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. Let's see. Honestly, like, I think for this team, at least with the 2 signings that they made, I believe it's a good start to pushing them in the right direction. And not gonna lie, I kind of got to give it up to the Jets. Like, I mean, they went out and signed Le'Veon Bell, so they solidified a solid star running back / receiver for the next 4 years. And then they went out and signed C.J. Mosley at the middle linebacker position. Now they kind of have that field general. And plus, on top of that, I mean, they have Jamal Adams at strong safety. So, I mean, I think that was a nice little move on their part. Um, Man, with all these moves and where all these players went, like, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I agree with you on Earl Thomas going to the Ravens. I think that was a solid move for them. But if I'd really have to say a solid move, I'd have to give it to Kansas City going out and get the Honey Badger. I think that was a solid move for them. They got a strong safety that they can rely on. I mean, not saying that trying to take anything away from Eric Berry. We all know his situation and all, but I mean, he just hasn't been healthy and just hasn't really been able to play like he used to. So I think Tyron Smith going them definitely helped solidify that spot now.
Yeah, I could see that. But speaking of safeties, Chicago went out and got Haha, so I mean that just makes the
Yeah,
defense even stronger there.
yeah, that like honestly, I really was really trying to avoid mentioning that just because like that defense is gonna be, they're just gonna be scary. They were scary good last year. Like now, like you have a pretty like arguably a top 10 safety now on your defense. So like, oh man, I just the Bears, man, the Bears.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a defensive team, but I mean they still got you can't count that offense out either though. They still got Tariq Cohen, they got Mitchell Trubisky. You know, that
Yeah.
offense did pretty well too last year, so that's definitely an NFC team that is going to be contending for Super Bowl supremacy this coming up season for sure.
Oh yeah. So what about you, Black Magic? Where you at with all this?
Oh, my bad. Sorry, you two. Was a little drifted away, but but like the team that struck most for me with their signing is the team that stole my favorite receiver in the league is the Raiders. Antonio Cross, like that's like the team that struck me most with their. I wasn't expecting him to go to the Raiders at all, and the Raiders actually needed a weapon in the slot. They needed a weapon that could do pretty much everything Antonio Brown could do. Like,
Yeah.
he could give you a deep threat. He could give you a short pass, medium pass, whatever. And then Kansas City signing the Honey Badger, just that blew my mind. That was the last time I expected him to go. To be honest, like after you guys released Eric Berry, and then all of a sudden just replace him with the Honey Badger, I was like, oh, okay, okay, all right, not bad. But then, yeah, that was another free agent that surprised me too. But long story short, those two, Kansas City and the Raiders, are two teams that surprised me most. But like, as far as free agency is going right now, like it's a whole bunch of defensive players going all over the place. And
Yeah.
the AFC, the AFC is getting pretty much the most talent. Like
Yeah, the AFC got the most talent out of this free agency.
talent that they've ever had, ever, ever.
Mhm. I'd have to agree with that.
With all, with everything that's going on, like San Francisco with D Ford and Quan Alexander, that defense is going to be dangerous. The Chicago Bears defense is already dangerous, and now you go hit them with the ha ha.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Like I'm just, I don't know. Like just the way this free agency is going, it's
It's gonna be interesting, man. It's
yeah.
gonna be an interesting
It's like
season.
just upgrading that defensive line. Like you already, you're adding D4 to that defensive line. Like literally, like you're adding D4 to that line already. That's very dangerous. And then on top of that, you got Alexander. Like come on now, that
Oh
defense
yeah.
is going to be top five in the 2019 season easily, easily. If they're not, I'll be surprised. The only way they're not be top five is if their key players.
Yeah, that's true. I can see that.
Do you agree? Do you guys
Yeah, I
agree?
agree with that.
Yeah, I definitely would. I'd have to agree to that one.
And then and then another one that actually caught my attention too was that Jet signing. Like actually no, it didn't really like surprise me because like I actually predicted that I could go to the Jets, but like when Le'Veon signed the Jets and then oh uh ever since ever since I went to New York, New York, and I just wanted to the numbers were right. And, I would wait till the time is right, and so I was on the contract. I was like, I was like, I was like, okay.
And
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, like, do you remember, like, what was it? I think it was like the beginning of the last season, and almost like, no, last offseason, we offered him, and then he turned it down.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I mean, honestly, when I've been reading up on Bell, the Steelers did offer him like $70 million for 5 years,
Yeah,
and
5 years,
then he's going to the Jets for what, 4 years for 42 or
52.
52. I
and
mean,
I mean
that's a
his
$20 million drop right there.
well, and not to mention his annual salary this year is only 13.1 mil, and last year his franchise tag was $1 million more than that.
Yeah.
If he would have played last year, he'd been making 14 mil. And I mean, honestly, I'm only disappointed in him because he was hyping up to everybody. He publicly came out and hyped up to everybody how he was going to get this big old contract. He was going to pretty much set a new market for his type of style running back. He was like, I'm just going to blow this out of the water, and I'm going to pretty much just make a whole new market for us, and told everybody this. But, like, you went to the Jets for a 4-year deal, and you're making less than what you would have made last year, and you're making less than what you were guaranteed 2 years ago.
And then on top of that, what are you going to do with that offensive line?
Another thing.
That's like a top 5 offensive line.
Yeah.
To go to like a.
I don't know, man. It's been a crazy free agency though.
Huh?
It's been a crazy free agency. I mean, teams are making moves that, I didn't expect. I didn't expect Oakland to go after the players that they went for, but I mean,
But Odell end up at the Browns.
yeah. But that's got to be for another video though. About that.
Oh man. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry, YouTube. Just so you know, guys, Rock Chalk baby, KU just won. Like KU, and just watched a highlight of Zion Williamson dunking all over these fools. Oh, and he's still wearing Nikes too. Just in YouTube, Zion Williamson is still wearing his Nikes, and he's not blown out of them yet.
All right, Lightbright, you gonna close us out of here, dog?
All right, guys. Well, with everything that we said, guys, we're going to go on and get out of here. Let us know in the comments below what you think about, some of these free agents and how you guys feel about it. But stay tuned and we'll have more. All right, y'all, we're out.